not hinge on money.
Are you ready to furnish it then?
No, not I, my lord. But I am aware of traitors within our borders that could.
The Jews? We are not children.
Nevertheless, the money may be raised by the confiscation of Jewish wealth and property.
And the Jews will just hand it over without a fight?
No, of course not. First, we must kill them all. Every last one of them. It is the only way to ensure they do not rise up and seek revenge.
He speaks of women and children, my lord.
Yes, women and children. I know. What is your solution? Or would you rather, my dear Memucan, the Greeks and the Jews unite, and hand in hand murder us in our beds while we sleep?
Is the past so mighty that we must destroy our brothers to be free of its grasp? No kingdom was ever so grand as the Jews' own King Solomon. He fought not one battle, toiled through not one war, but prospered upon the peace handed down by his father. Do not make void what your own father's death has purchased by picking back up the
Mind your tone, General.
Why thirst you for warfare when we can drink so deeply of peace?
You speak of peace. Let us speak of the Jews. They would rather bow down to their own God than obey the laws of protocol. Their prophets even speak of a coming king. A king who will reign over all kings and set all men free. Is that not the very essence of democracy, my dear Memucan? I do believe, under your guidance, we are undone.
If we are undone from within, indeed. March upon Greece if you wish, but you march with no general in your lead.
Then it has not yet been signed into law.
Not as yet, my lady. Perhaps guilt stirs men too hotly at times, and they seek the salve of the law to ease the burning.
And what would you have me do? I cannot seek him in the library unless summoned.
If you arrived first, then he, in effect, would be seeking you, would he not?
How came you past my guard? I demanded none use the library this night.
I seek that which you seek, my lord. Truth.
Perhaps the truth of what exists between us.
I have come on matters of state.
Matters of state. I see. And what matters of state might that be? You desire more perfumes? You request more condiments? Surely as queen of the kitchen you need not await me here.
You know as well as I how quickly word travels throughout the palace. Especially when murder's involved.
You are learned, well-read. Offer me a story that answers my dilemma.
I have never pretended with you.
Never pretended? Think you not that I see Memucan strings dangling above your head even now? You care more for these Jews than you do for me. Do you inquire of my burdens? Do you offer me solutions? No. You just complain.
As Vashti did.
Away from me, and come before me no longer, no matter what pretense you seek, or your fate shall be worse than Vashti.
But I do love you.
Love has failed me. Knowledge has failed me. Thus, I bind myself to the protocol of my fathers and to my empire. By the next moon, I leave for war. And whatever my fate, it shall no longer be shared with you.
This is once your favorite reading. And though it may no longer bear the story of love, it bears that of one Mordecai the Jew. One of whom you wish to destroy saved your life. And you never even honored him for it.
casting of the lot. The poor. It has determined upon which day all the Jews of the kingdom will be slain. This day is to be the 13th day of the month of Adar, according to the calendar of the Jews.
Prince! The annihilation of a people can only be authorized by one who bears the signet of the king himself.
Thus letters were sent into all the land to slay and annihilate all the Jews on the 13th of Adar, some 6 weeks hence, both young and old, men, women, and even children, and to plunder all of their possessions for the sake of the crown.
The scribe insists that all is dependent upon you, my queen.
Dependent upon me?
My queen might wish to go before the king and intercede for those that have no other hope. My lady.
Have you forgotten your protocol? To approach the king unsummoned is death.
Perhaps in court, but surely you can visit him in private, in his chambers.
Surely I cannot.
Obedient I have been. I walk before you with a loyal heart. And now I stand in the hour of trouble precisely because of my obedience. I beseech you, Father, let there be another way. Rise up a deliverer and let this pass. Let this pass.
Comfort, comfort my people, says your God. Cry unto Israel that her warfare is finished, that her iniquity is removed. The everlasting neither faints nor is weary. His understanding no one can fathom. He gives strength to the weary and power to the weak. Even the youth shall faint and be weary, and young men shall utterly fail. But those who wait on the Lord shall renew their strength. Lord, we wait on thee. Renew our strength.
Clear the way for he who comes. Kneel before the great prince. Clear the way for he who comes. Kneel for the great prince. You! Lower yourself to honor the great Prince Aemon. Kneel! I said kneel!
Stop!
Why do you not kneel?
I kneel before my king. I abase myself only before the God of my fathers.
What's his name, this God?
The great I Am, the one true God, the maker of heaven and earth, the God of Abraham, of Isaac, and of Jacob.
A Jew.
Mordecai ben Yair.
Mordecai. I shall name my prize pig after you.
Perhaps I may give you other reasons to remember my name.
You will remember mine. For this! Move on!
What good did that do? You still ended up on the ground like the rest of us.
But I did not kneel.
Come now. You are a mere 3 days from being handed a kingdom. We must not let one Jew rob us of our joy.
That is not good enough.
Then seek permission to honor the king's departure with a public execution of a rebel. Some of your authority over those that remain. A gallows 50 cubits high with Mordecai. Right, Mordecai.